Hello, 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 once again, everybody. We're going to get things rolling here with the speeches. We actually have about 4 or 5 speakers tonight, so I'm trying to remember everything that Melissa and Evan told me to do. I know me and Evan were boating in Lac du Bonnie a few weeks ago, and I couldn't figure out how to start my boat, and I looked down and realized it was still in drive. So boats are like cars, it has to be in neutral to start, and Evan looked at me and said, you need a sticky note to remind yourself to put your boat in neutral before it starts. So tonight I actually bought a whole bunch of sticky notes just to make sure everything goes smoothly. But to get started, we're going to introduce our first speaker. It's actually a very special speech. She worked hard on preparing. My mom, Melissa's mom, Ross-Campbell, if you could join us up here and let's hear what you have to say.
We just got that on video.
Hello. Good evening.
Closer. Closer.
I'm Sheila, the mother of the bride. I'd like to welcome the relatives and friends of both families and thank you all for being here, especially those of you who have traveled a long way to make this special occasion so memorable and sharing in Melissa and Evan's day. 13 years ago, almost to the day, Melissa's father, Jack, and I welcomed Sean's wife, Rosie, to the family. Although Jack cannot stand with me tonight physically, I know he is here in spirit, smiling down with pride and approval to help me welcome Evan to our family. We're delighted that Melissa had the good sense to choose Evan to marry, and we look forward to supporting you both and sharing your lives in the years ahead. Growing up, there were 2 things that Melissa was most afraid of. The first one was fish flies. The Lac du Bonnie people will really appreciate this. Now, fish flies always made their yearly debut in Lac du Bonnie around July 1st celebrations, particularly right after the fireworks were ending. The Lac du Bonnie fireworks are famous and are fantastic entertainment. However, the best entertainment was Melissa's performance, desperately trying to fend off the massive onslaught of thousands of fish flies descending on the crowd as they were leaving the fireworks. At one point, the crowd formed a circle around her to watch her as she screamed, jumped around, flailing her arms, all while trying to run while wrapped in a blanket. It was quite the performance. And yes, Melissa loves to perform. She's been actively doing so most of her life, whether for competitive dancing, musical theater, or the many years she spent singing in her grandmother's church choir and choir shows. And now that she's older, she simply enjoys a Saturday evening karaoke night at the Legion. The second thing that Melissa was terrified of was air travel. Yes, Melissa was once afraid of flying. However, after a few across-the-pond tourist trips, her fears started to dissipate, which was a good thing as her university recruitment career has taken her to over 30 countries and umpteen flights. Before Evan and Melissa started dating, their paths had crossed a few years earlier. They had a mutual friend, Michelle, who just happened to be from Lac du Bonnie, introduced them and kind of set them up. It's so heartwarming for me that both my children met their partners through a Lac du Bonnie connection. Evan and Melissa have a lot of interests in common. Melissa loves boating, and Evan just happened to have a boat. How convenient was that? As a matter of fact, I believe their first date was to be a boat ride on the Red River. However, Evan's boat was in need of repair, so they had to change their plans. They both have a passion to travel and have already been on several trips together in Canada and around the world. Another passion they share is growing and nurturing plants. Their house and yard are full of beautiful plants and greenery. They also love to go on walks and bike rides together and love taking in all the sights and adventures there is to offer. Evan has even started to appreciate Melissa's love for entertaining and socializing. Melissa has a fierce love for animals, especially her cats. Now, Evan didn't grow up with any pets. However, he fell into the role of Evan the cat dad to Rapunzel and Marmalade, as if he's been doing it all his life. Way to go, Evan. Another surprising discovery that Evan has a special talent for is carpentry, and has turned into be quite the handyman. He scored big points for me on that one. We find great pleasure in formally welcoming Evan into the family. I say formally because he's already made himself at home with us. Evan was by Melissa's side through the saddest time in her life when her father passed away. Thank you, Evan, for supporting Melissa and our family during that time. Evan, we're glad that you are now part of our family, and I'm proud to have you as a son-in-law. To Evan's mother and father, Peggy and Jim, thank you for your son. You did a fantastic job of raising him, and you should be very proud. Melissa and Evan, may you never outgrow your love for one another, and your life be filled with happiness and joy. Let us toast to the bride and groom. Thank you.
Good job, Sheila. Thank you for that. Next speakers are going to be parents of the groom. Jim and Peggy, you guys ready? Big round of applause for these guys. Let's go. Give it up for Jim and Peggy. Thank you, everybody, for coming and helping us celebrate this special day. Give a whoop whoop for Evan and Melissa. Well, enough about Evan. You guys have been hearing about enough about Evan. This is about Melissa, I think. We welcome her into the Moyer family with open arms. A few years back, we get the word that Evan's got a lady in his life. No, we didn't hear that from Evan. We never heard anything from Evan, so this was kind of a surprise to us. And then that was that for a while, and then we hear that this lady's got a name. Her name's Melissa. It helps, yeah. And what a great gal Melissa is. And how true that, she's just a wonderful person. Melissa, you've certainly changed Evan's life. Evan texts his mother. Ladies and gentlemen, Evan, we haven't heard from Evan for years. Evan texts his mother. Evan phones his mother. Melissa has domesticated Evan. This is wonderful. This is great news. Melissa, we love your energy and your humor, and it's like you've been with the family forever. So, folks, before I say that, to Melissa's mother and brother and everybody in the Campbell family, consider yourself part of the Moyer clan. Toast the kids. Thank you very much.
My turn. Evan. Evie, baby. Evie. Evolution. Smooth. E-smooth. Roops. Marma. Cheese Ball, Egg Boy, and now perhaps Eggman. Hi, I'm Evan's only brother Ben. Lots of nicknames for this guy, but are there any stories? Nothing really memorable enough to talk about at a wedding. There's not really a whole lot to say about the guy. Yeah, we grew up together and stuff, but he didn't do anything that was very interesting. Evan's kind of just lived in my shadow for a long time. Doing all the cool things I did, saying all the cool things I said. There are lots of stories about me, but not of Evan. So many memories of me, but none really about Evan. I remember I've always been older than Evan. I've always been first, and Evan was second, and then when the twins were born, he was last. Yeah, he definitely took a back seat to the family love when those two monsters were born on School's birthday. And ever since then, I don't really know. Justin, you got anything to say about this guy?
That was beautiful, Ben. Hello, everybody. As Ben mentioned, my name's Justin. I'm pretty sure Evan said I was the best man, but he never really followed up on that. Is it him? Am I the best man? I've had the pleasure of living with Evan for, I think we lived together for 4 years in 3 different households. I learned a lot of Evan's good qualities. He's very good at urban treasure hunting. He always keeps his eyes on the ground, spots 20s like nobody's business. As a matter of fact, if any of you lost a 20, Evan probably found it. Where was I here? So in living with Evan, I've heard a few unfortunate stories as well. There's that time that Evan got caught spray painting the train car across the street from his childhood home.
Nope, sorry. That was about me.
That was bad. There's another one. There's that time that he passed out by the pool down in Vegas, only to wake up walletless, clothesless, scared and alone.
That sounds like Ben to me.
Oh wait, that was Ben too.
That was me.
That was Ben.
Nice.
Okay, how about that time that Evan... Oh, no, that was the other one. There's one thing I know for sure about Evan. He has his low-lift pallet operator's license, that's pretty cool.
No, he doesn't. Ben does.
Oh, that was Ben as well.
Right there.
Well, then if nothing else, I know that Evan is very capable of learning from his big brother's mistakes. He's a voice of comedy and reason in a gaggle of wisecracking goofballs. He has a big heart, a good head that sits on 2 shoulders, propped up by 2 legs on 2 feet, with 10 toes, all kept in balance with 2 arms, 2 hands, and 9.5 fingers. Patrick, you got anything?
Gotta let that one land. Well, it's a tough one. I mean, I haven't spoken at any weddings before. I got 2 brothers and a bunch of friends that are all married. I honestly thought I was going to get out of life without ever having to speak at a wedding. Yeah. But here we are. I'm 40 years old speaking at Evans. What do you say about a guy that you actually have known for a long time but don't really know anything about? Does he have a job? Yeah. I think so. Do we know what he does? No. We do not. Does he have a house? Yeah. Some of us found out earlier today that he in fact does. Is it nice? No. But it's fine. It'll do. Do they have cats? Oh boy. Like a seemingly endless supply. Every time I go there, I feel like it's a new cat. I don't know what Evan's doing with the old ones. Does he play guitar? Yeah, he does. He plays it well, actually. but I do not expect any of you people will ever see it. Oh yeah, Evan's the kind of guy. The thing is, actually, when I told someone I was going to go, a few people, we were going to do this speech, and they said, "Oh man, that's easy. It's Evan. He's so funny. He's the funniest guy. There's so much material." And this is Brock I'm doing right now. I've spoken at so many weddings. I'm Brock. It's so easy to do speeches. Blah blah blah. This is what Brock sounds like. He's around here somewhere. It's exactly what he sounds like. Anyway, the truth of the matter is, Evan is one of the funniest guys you're ever going to meet, but the material is hard to come by because the truth is, Evan's not the guy who actually did the big thing in the story. He's just the guy that was there. He's always there. You know what I mean? It's like Nathan Ham did something so awesome last night. Oh yeah? Who was the party? Oh, it was Evan. Or, oh man, Jeff Lee did something so fucking funny recently. Did you guys hear about this? Who told you about that? Well, Evan did it. He was there. Or, sadly, Ben and Patrick did something so dumb just recently.
Really? Not surprising. Anyone else there?
Yeah, Evan. Because the truth is, whether it was awesome or funny or dumb, Evan didn't do it, but he was there. There isn't a lot else to say, really, except for I don't want to throw anyone under the bus here, but there's people in this room, actually, right now. Well, this isn't a room, is it? There's people around this general area that were in this parking lot, or whatever this is, that they honestly thought, they talked to me and they said they didn't think this day was ever going to come. And I don't want to name any names here, but I told Jim and Peg that I also didn't think it was ever going to happen. But here we are, and Melissa, you're great. I haven't known you for that long, but I already feel like I know a lot more about you than I know about Evan. So that's working out well. And I think that's all I got. Anything else?
Yeah. I'll finish off here. Evan, you can be the life of the party and sometimes the funniest guy in the room. Although you criticize people occasionally, you're always there if someone ever needs you. I think I speak for all your buddies in at this party when I say you're our #1 pal and you're almost like a brother to us all. So everyone raise your glass. Cheers to Evan and his absolutely beautiful bride, Melissa. We wish you two all the best that a life of living with a guy like Evan could possibly offer. Love you. Cheers. Love Ben, Patrick, and Justin.
Another great speech. Thank you guys for that. I guess our next in line is the bridal party. Apparently they're all coming up together to do a presentation to the bride. So Joanna, Mandy, Jillian, Abby, Alex, where are you guys? Let's get up here. Come on. For these girls. Phenomenal job today, guys. Way to go.
Get back in there, boy.
The things we all look forward to most when coming to a wedding. Tearing up at the ceremony, dancing to the music, getting drinks at the open bar. But most of all, the bridesmaid speech. Well, lucky for you all, tonight you get to enjoy not 1, but 5 bridesmaid speeches. My name is Mandy, one of Melissa's bridesmaids. First, I just want to say, doesn't Melissa look beautiful tonight? I I really wanted to highlight Melissa's beauty because, believe it or not, people have often said we look like sisters. When I first met Melissa in grade 9, my first impression was, wow, she is loud. Not much has changed. We were paired up to do a project in geography class, and even though I was more of a shy, quiet type, and she was too cool to even show up to class, we somehow made an instant friendship. I'm sure it wasn't because we got an A and I did all the work. But you see, this is one of Melissa's greatest qualities. She's able to make a connection with anyone and everyone and makes you feel like you've been best friends for years. When working for the university, after every trip she took alone, she would come back with stories of all these friends she made while traveling. Like, seriously, who has a friend in over 30 countries? It's no surprise considering where she comes from. Her whole family are the kindest people I've ever met. Her parents have always been so welcoming and from the start have made me feel like I'm part of the family. As I mentioned earlier, Melissa and I met each other in high school. Since then, we have worked together, played sports together, shuffleboard's a sport, traveled Europe together, and even for a short while, we lived together. And I wouldn't have met my husband if it weren't for her. We have spent so much of our lives together that she is the one person I feel I truly grew up with, like the sister we never had. As a friend, Melissa has always been fiercely loyal, funny as hell, and has a passion for life and family that's contagious. I never thought anyone in this world was good enough to marry Melissa, but she found the one that proved us all wrong. The combination of Evan's quirky sense of humor and his country boy charm made it inevitable that Melissa was bound to fall in love. Of course, the thing I love most about Evan is that he so very clearly makes Melissa happy. Love you both.
Hello, I'm Joanna, one of the bridesmaids. Thank you. Pause for applause. Melissa, it can't be said enough tonight. You look absolutely stunning, and I could not be happier for you and Evan. That was the easy part of writing this little speech. I kept drawing a blank about what I wanted to say tonight. But I guess that's what happens when you just have so much you want to share about somebody that you love so much. Lucky for everyone, I was given a time limit. Melissa, you are a beautiful, thoughtful, kind, and strong woman, and you're one heck of a hostess. We met back in high school and have changed so much over the last 20 years, but I'm so grateful that our friendship has remained a constant in my life. You're always there when I be stressing to help me work through whatever problem I have in front of me. You can be counted on to give honest advice, and you're always DTF, down to fun. But most importantly, as many of you know, Melissa has the biggest heart, and to know her is to love her. And that was the hardest part of being one of Melissa's best friends, sharing her. Speaking of sharing Melissa, moving on to Evan. I knew I liked Evan the night I found out that he made homemade pasta. And while that isn't the only reason, it's certainly atop my list. Thinking back to that night, I knew Evan was going to fit right in based on how surprisingly, if not overly invested he became in the dance Melissa and I were trying to create. And in that moment, my heart filled with happiness to see that Melissa was with somebody who was just as weird as us. And I know what you're all wondering, and yes, I still have the video, but no, we are not TikTok famous. With that being said, I look forward to many more nights like that with the two of you, and I am so honored to be up here today to wish you a lifetime of joy and happiness together. Love you guys.
My name is Alex. Thank you. Melissa and I met as friends met through friends as adults, actually. Melissa asked if she could come to the bar with me, and I said, okay, if you want to. She ended up coming over to my house, drank all of my wine, and made herself at home on my couch, where she continues to sit multiple times per week. We ended that night standing in a corner, holding hands, and telling each other all of our secrets, and the rest is history. We often fight over who is considered the bad influence friend. Who do you guys think it is? No, it is Melissa. I am constantly encouraged to stay up too late, have one more drink, and go on any number of adventures, or as I like to call them, terrible ideas. That being said, every night that I have stayed up too late or had one more drink is considered to be my best night, and they have all been with Melissa. In addition to Melissa being my most fun friend, she's also the most patient, accommodating, and thoughtful. There is no celebration of another person that is considered too small for Melissa, and she will throw you a party to prove it. And that is because when it comes to the people she loves with her entire heart. She steps up to prioritize a friend's hopes and dreams into actions as if they were her own. She will take care of her loved ones to the point of exhaustion or neglect of her own needs. And for the party that she will throw you, money is of no object. Just don't 11. So much fun. This is why it makes me so happy to know that Melissa has found a partner in Evan who matches her in his thoughtfulness, care, alcohol tolerance, and sleep schedule. But now, Melissa, it is finally our time to celebrate you, the wonderful person you are, and the beautiful life you are building with Evan. I could not come up with words by myself, so I used those of country music legend, George Strait. I don't know who it is, but Melissa told me about it once. Oh, how you sparkle, and oh, how you shine. The flesh on your cheeks is more than the wine. He must have stolen some stars from the sky and gave them to you to wear in your eyes. You look so good in love. Can everyone please join me in raising their glasses? To our dear Melissa, may sweethearts always marry, and may those who marry always be sweethearts. Cheers to Melissa.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jillian, Melissa's cousin and maid of honor. I'm so happy and honored to be a part of this amazing day. To Sheila, to my Wendy, I'm sure my mom and I know your mom are over the moon that we are so close and always will be. Melissa, I've always looked up to you, and today that doesn't change. You look absolutely stunning. You're so beautiful, kind, and caring, loving on the inside too. I'm overjoyed seeing you this happy. You are always putting others first. Your generous heart for the ones you love makes you one of the most caring people I know. Anyone would be lucky to have you in their lives. I'm so blessed to be stuck with you forever, and you too, Evan. Melissa, you truly deserve it all. This perfect day and a life full of happiness. I remember as a little girl thinking you were the coolest gal in every way. And who am I kidding, you're still the coolest. The best dancer, singer, actor, organizer, party planner, plant and cat mom, and the most funny and charming person. When I was in grade 5 or so, I wanted my hair just like yours. I remember after much convincing, my mom finally allowed me to dye my hair for the first time. Of course I wanted it exactly like you had, some chunky, brassy, beach blonde stripes. Was I ever hot stuff walking into elementary school with my new highlights? Thank you for that. I loved being your tag along on your probably too old for me adventures, and then when you had to tag along on my probably too young for you adventures, which were just as much fun, might I add, for me anyways. Like when my mom bought us amazing tickets for the Backstreet Boys concert, like 4th row or something. It was very close to the stage. Lucky you were my chaperone that night. Walking in thinking you were just going to have an okay time, watching your younger cousin at her boy band concert. I think we bumped into somebody you knew working security, and quick to insist that you were there just to watch over your little cousin and had no intention of coming and enjoying otherwise. But after the first few notes and the first song, you were standing, screaming, dancing, and singing along, just as loud as me and every other fangirl there. What an amazing night that was, and one of my first concerts without a parent, my favorite band, and my totally cool cousin. Years earlier, when we were younger, I remember you insisting I listen to more girl singers instead of Backstreet Boys on repeat. That time you had bought me, or you had your mom buy me a Britney Spears CD to try and convert me. But clearly, I ended up converting you to a BSB fan. From the many sleepovers as a child on your basement or bedroom floor, I remember times where you were loving your little cousin, and also times where you were completely annoyed by me. As an adult, we've become even more close, and I'm so grateful for that. From all the joyous times to the hardest points in our lives, we've done it together. Watching you grow, learn, overcome fears, travel the world, excel professionally, and now find the love of your life and marrying just that perfect match. It truly makes me so happy. You deserve that perfect date, perfect partner, and amazing life together. Evan, I don't even have to ask you. I know you're going to love her endlessly and take such great care of Melissa in every way, and she of you. You two are an amazing pair and complement each other so well. I wish you both all the best. Love you guys.
Hi, I am Abby, the niece and the bridesmaid of the bride. I was so happy when you were the first. You tried to call me first and tell me first that he proposed to you, which I was not expecting. But thanks to my parents, they told me not to pick up. So yeah. That was in December, and today is September. December. I'm making up my speech, okay? I did not write this down because I did not have time. I am standing on here right now, making a speech because I don't know what else to do. Okay, and I guess welcome to the family, Evan. Oh yeah, he meant it.
Good job, Abby. Okay. Hey, next year she's coming to Hopper Days. Okay? Hopper Days in Hartney. Abby's coming. So are all the Campbells. Okay, guys, get ready. Big festival in Hartney, Manitoba. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's the Hopper Days. It's kind of like High Neighbor in Transcona, but a bit different. First cousin was actually in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, teaching English right now. So he actually kind of prepared something for tonight that his younger sister Jillian will be saying, wherever Jillian is, if she wants to make her way up here. Remember, guys, this speech is coming from Vietnam. The guy that wrote it probably would have been doing my job tonight. He would have done it a lot better than I do. Really missed the fact that this guy isn't here, so hopefully his words will resonate to everyone here. Here's Jill.
I know. I'm not the special guest, but I'm here to share a speech on his behalf. My brother, Melissa's cousin Dan, lives across the world in Vietnam, like Sean said, and would have loved to be here today. So much so he couldn't miss this opportunity to share a story of Melissa that he holds near and dear. His words, not mine, all the credit or groans are his. As most of you know, Melissa used to travel a lot for work, and 2 years ago she was in Vietnam and we got to hang out a few times. So here's a fun story about one of those times. In Vietnam, scooter taxis are pretty common. And yes, a scooter taxi is exactly what it sounds like. A tiny guy in shorts and flip-flops pulls up on a scooter and gives you a tiny, sweaty helmet, safety first of course, and then you jump on the back half of his seat and go. It's faster than a car taxi because you can maneuver around all the traffic jams, as well as it's an exciting and nerve-wracking way to get around. The two keys to riding on the back of a Saigon scooter taxi are: 1, when you climb on the back part of the seat, you always keep at least a few inches between your front and the driver's back. And 2, you then put your arms down by your sides and hold onto the bottom of the seat for dear life. You grab the bottom of the seat with the bumper shining intensity, and you don't let go or touch the sweaty driver with your chest. Well, while we were partying, I might have forgotten to tell Melissa all of that. Or maybe when I told her, she didn't hear me because she was already crying about something minor and unrelated. She cries a lot. Years ago, she was in Russia, I believe, and her card wouldn't work at the ATM in her hotel lobby. So she started crying, and the manager told her to go cry somewhere else because it was bothering the other guests. Such warm people. Anyways, at the end of the night, when it was time for Melissa to go back to the hotel, this little guy pulled up on his scooter, and when I say little, I mean minuscule. He was so short, he even made Sean look tall. Anyway, she hopped on the back of this little guy's bike and immediately wrapped her arms around him like a biker chick. With purpose, though, like he needed the Heimlich maneuver, but a little bit softer, maybe like a koala bear hugging a tree. So out of nowhere, this scooter taxi guy's night just got a whole lot better. A drunk foreign girl was all over him for 5 miles. 0 space between her front, his back, all the way downtown to a fancy hotel. He thought he was going to get lucky and get a nice tip. Or maybe she'd get the tip. The driver was picturing himself in a white Sheraton bathrobe, drinking champagne, smoking on the balcony overlooking the city. Well, after 20 minutes of the journey was over and they were in front of Melissa's hotel. While she was paying the guy, he was over the top happy. Like Bugs Bunny cartoon Hard Eyes happy. No, wait, more like Jack at 5 a.m. mowing the lawn happy. Then he decided to just go for it. He cut to the chase and went right in for a one-handed titty squeeze. Like a sniper, right in the middle of a busy street. Melissa claims she just left her change and speed walked right into the hotel. Or maybe she thought he was kind of cute and didn't want to tell me what really happened. Now that I think about it, she did kind of smell like coins in traffic the next day. Dan's words, not mine. And if you really think about it, the worst part of the story is now this scooter taxi guy thinks every Canadian girl he picks up is gonna rub all over him, and then he can honk their titty and get a huge tip. If I ever cross paths with that guy again, I've got to explain to him that not all Canadian girls are like that, but most Transcona girls totally are.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your amazing speeches tonight. We're going to cap off the night with one more speech, but I'm actually, well, you sure? No, not 1 or 2 little speeches? Okay, so just so everybody knows, these are my 2 new twin sister-in-laws, which is a pretty special thing. I've never had twin sister-in-laws before, so hey. So you guys want to say something quick about your brother? No. No, little one? Okay, so come on up, Evan and Melissa. Let's commence the evening. Hear what you guys got to say, and then we'll bring the band on for dancing and drinks and have a phenomenal night.
Check mic. Check. We got married! I wouldn't mind another hoot and a holler for the amazing bride and how beautiful she is here. There goes the notes.
Okay. I'll talk for a little too long and just do all of them, guys. Yeah, we got
Oh, there goes all the notes.
What?
What's he gonna say now? The notes are gone.
So I'd like to thank everyone. I'd first like to thank everyone in advance for taking it easy on the open bar tonight. Ashley, Chuck, Jesse Gray, Mark Agnew, you just one drink, one water, go around the block, one drink.
No way, buddy.
Help me out. I'd also like to thank the groomsmen there for doing their best. Justin's comment about 9.5 fingers, it's more like 9 8/9 or whatever, so close enough. Okay, I'll grab the official paperwork here. Oh, I got it all done without even looking at it. Well, okay, so I would especially like to thank my beautiful bride, Melissa. You know, she put this whole shindig together. I tried my best with my great ideas. No way. But she did it all, literally. I was in charge of cutting the grass, and amazing job. But her dress was done last night at this time. She got a new tooth yesterday. All this shit is like unbelievably last minute, but it all worked out perfectly, right? And I guess that's how it works. Like,
That was like dental surgery.
it's not that bad. Anyways, it worked out great. Like a beautiful bride. So I'm just gonna make a comment that you know, me and my baby here have been working from home for about 1.5 years, or whenever this shit hit the fan. We're basically at home doing our thing, couldn't leave. And you know, it's tough. It's like you're looking at each other. I wake up, put on the same shirt, but I'm comfortable with that. But luckily, she didn't make a comment at all. Like, very nice person to be together. So I'm sure that seeing and spending most of the day with me can be very hard. I got some weird ideas and I talk about those weird ideas and it doesn't really work out, but she listens and that's great for me. But it's also irritating at times. Ever since I've known you, you've always been very positive. You try to keep things very fun and exciting and are always happy to listen to my nonsense. So I thank you very much for putting up with me for the rest of our lives.
Alright, well this page isn't really out of order. I just want to at least get the second one in order here. Sorry. Yeah. I'll get started. I'm going to be taking like some pauses when I figure out where the things go. Sorry, I wrote way too long of a speech as I do. But I have so many people to thank and I'm so excited you all are here. Like this is like unreal for me. I just want to thank everybody for like the kind words that they said. Thank my brother for emceeing. That was like just like you definitely shocked us, Sean. Yeah, you were like. Anyways, thank you. It was very nice of you to do that.
Thank you.
Such an incredibly magical day, and I can't believe it's happened, and here we are. Evan and I appreciate your support, and we jumped for joy as the RSVPs come in. Obviously, you know what a tough time it would be planning a wedding right now, and we were just so happy that we could go ahead with it, and that everybody was here to, enjoy our special day. We have like a boatload of thank yous. The first thank you I actually want to give is to John Scholes and the Time Changed. This guy is like unbelievable. Probably the nicest guy in the city, and Evan and I have said it so many times. When I approached John about using this venue, we didn't really have another option and weren't sure if we'd be able to go ahead, and he was just so kind and so grateful to let us use his space. I don't think he said no to us one single time. I like to think that having everybody here who maybe you've never visited this venue before, we're introducing a whole bunch of people to this brand new place that you're going to love and enjoy. This place is normally packed full of people on, every day of the week with live music. And please, I encourage everybody to come and see what this is all about, because John, you're kick-ass. Thank you to all the staff here as well. It's just fantastic. Again, just John, I think you're going to have a special place in Evan and I's hearts. There you are.
I'm letting my wife live here.
Oh, okay. We'll think of you, I swear, for the rest of our lives. You're just one of the kindest people we've ever met. You're very authentic. We love you. Next up, I want to thank Michelle Ham. Michelle Ham, where you at? Yeah, so me and Michelle were out for drinks one day, and I said, I want Nathan to take me on a boat ride. And she was like, I don't know, we got this kid, it's kind of tough. But you know who has a boat? Evan Moyer has a boat. Why don't you message Evan Moyer? And I slid into his DMs, and I said, you better take me on a boat ride. And then his boat broke down, but whatever, it's all history. We had so much help and support planning today. I want to give an extra special throw to my uncles at Eurograph Printing. Dave and Neil printed my invites for me, and printed the menus. Now I just want to touch on each of my bridesmaids who, between the shower, between the Saget, everything were just so cool. First, my cousin Sarah, right? Okay, my very first friend, met when we were 6 months old. I was 6 months old, she wasn't. She was a baby. For those of you who don't know, we're the daughters of two very best friends, Sheila and Cheryl. We grew up as family, even though we're not related, but somehow ended up looking a little bit alike. But the older I get, the more I realize that why you stormed into Gillies in your pajamas that day was just to protect me. And thank you for looking out for me when I had my party. She was worried about me last night too. She put me to bed last night. She said, that's enough, Melissa. And I owe you one tribal dance later. Seriously though, when my dad died, you made the biggest deal out of it. You phoned multiple times a day, tears, you flew home to be with me, you said and did all the right things, and made me feel like I wasn't alone, and I'll never forget that. I always joke that our friendship is part of a legacy. I'm so happy and proud to keep our legacy alive. To Alex, or my Ale Boo Boo. Alex and I met through friends a few years back. It was probably our second time meeting when we decided that we're going to be really good friends. Spent most of the pandemic together. Went for walks, spending hours doing our hair and makeup just to go nowhere, wash it off, order food, watch Comedy Central roasts until the situation came on. Hates the situation. Thank you for making me laugh and keeping me sane during this past year. To Abigail, what a blessing it was when my brother met and married Rosie. Even better when they had their two beautiful babies. So first being Abby, my future best friend. As my friends get older and grow out of going out until 2 a.m., I'm really counting on you to pick up the slack. So, I'm very proud of you, and thank you for being part of our day today. Benny and Joanna, I've kind of grouped you guys together because I just love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. I'm pretty sure neither of you said a single no to anything I asked of you during these past few months. You guys made me feel so special and spoiled the shit out of me, and being the last to settle down means you guys had to put up with an exceptional amount of bullshit over the past few years. Thank you, girls, for being my partner when I didn't have one. You are both the kindest companions. Nobody is as lucky as I am to have friends like you guys. I fully expect to see Maddie's googly eyes and Joanna's provocative dancing later. I honestly can't even find the words to tell you how much all of this has meant to me. This will be 20 years since we graduated high school, which is obviously insane. You never know who is going to stay in your life and who's going to drift away. Staying friends with both of you has been so easy and so natural. You're forever intertwined in my life, and one day we're going to be little old ladies dressed to the nine, drinking champagne, talking about the good old days of Hollywood, Buffalo Bills, and Mandy's wicked house parties when our parents would go to the lake. I love you both so much. I want to do a little toast because, Joanna, you probably think I forgot, and I pretended I forgot, but nobody forgets birth week. It's Joanna's birth week. Happy birth week, Joanna! Woo! Jillian, the best part about family is that sometimes they can end up being your dearest friends who are obligated to love you unconditionally. I'm so glad we have each other. I can't believe what a responsible, outstanding mother you've become. It's hard to believe sometimes that I'm your older cousin. Thank you for all that you've done today and the days leading up.
The lost sheet.
You're such a strong, beautiful soul, and I'm so glad that baby wasn't early and you could be here today. But I still think you might have it tonight. Another thank you I want to, Evan and I both want to thank Natalie, our officiant. So Natalie's a friend of both of ours who officiated our wedding today. Natalie's been a friend of mine for years, but when Evan came into my life, Natalie and her husband, Mike, and Evan and I became very close. Natalie is fascinating, full of knowledge, passion, and just a true zest for life. She took her job as officiant so seriously, meeting the two of us, bringing books full of post-it notes and ideas. She's not just really smart, she's also really intuitive. Her intuition led her to my house the other night when I was having nerves and just a bad night. She showed up at my door with aromatherapy candles, just banging on the side window to be let in. You're such an important friend to both of us, and we feel binded to you forever because of the role you played today. To my mom and grandma, the two women who raised me, I love you both from the bottom of my heart. Grandma, I often say how lucky I am to be 37 years old and still have a grandma in my life. At 90, you're still so spry and with it. Every Instagram I post with cats in it gets a reply saying, "Precious angel." I think it's such a testament to who you are that you're so able to adapt with the times. Learning all the technologies so you can stay in touch with friends and family. I love you so much and thank you for giving me away today. It means so, so much. Hello. Hey, sorry, I found my page that I missed, and I would not be able to rest until I read this, and I'm so, so sorry for more speeches, but I did thank my mom is my entire world, and I'm so, so sorry.
Everybody quiet!
You're my best friend in the whole world, or as Evan would call you, my soulmate. I originally wanted to ask you to be my maid of honor, but Evan had to draw the line. I've never felt alone in this world because of you. Thank you for making yourself available to talk to me all the time. And through all this craziness in the world, I feel like I was a bad teenager and I'm sorry. But we never grew apart for a single moment in my life. I don't know how I'll ever repay you for getting me where I am today, but there's no doubt in my mind that every good thing I have today is because of the love and support you gave me. And to my daddy in heaven, I plan to stay with you in mind and in heart. I tried to add special touches that I thought of that you might like. I still just cry thinking about you and wish there was more I could do to honor you and remember you. But I know my dad would have loved this party, and he would have loved the Moyers, and he loved Evan so much. So yes, thank you. And there's gonna be cupcakes soon. And there's coffee here too if anyone's coming.
Tonight, you and your mama.
No.
It wouldn't happen.